potential.
That's good. So they're not self-driven. They're
right.
They're givers, right?
Right.
That's good. What do you believe is the biggest challenge facing leaders today?
Staying grounded, staying centered. The biggest challenge.
And are you saying stay grounded, stay centered because there's so much out there? There's so much noise and like going on. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and sometimes resistance. The resistance of the people you're trying to lead.
Okay.
So, sometimes I lose my true self because I get frustrated.
Okay.
So sometimes bad leadership is just masked because people are frustrated or fearful. If that makes sense.
So then you're swayed because of that, and you're not grounded in your foundation.
Well, then you're not being who you really want to be, and you're not grounded in being a true leader. I'm now about proving myself right.
Yeah.
No, leaders have a lot of challenges. People that don't want to be led, that's a challenge. So how do you lead people that don't want to be led?
How do you?
Well, you try to encourage them to be leaders. That's part of the whole book.
Yeah.
So lead you, and you empower them to be their own leader. Lead this project then.
Which means that they're focusing on others too, right?
Exactly. Because we can't do it alone.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, so what is one mistake you witness leaders making more frequently than others? What is one mistake?
Doing it themselves because it's easier.
So not waiting for the participation or the buy-in.
Not the willingness to teach.
Well, it takes time.
Yep.
And sometimes
exactly.
you're like,
and
I know how to do it. You're like, why should I wait for you, right? And that's
right,
bad.
Why should I take 30 minutes to teach you for the next 2 weeks when I could do it myself? But then I'm not really leading you.
Wow, that's a good one.
It's that whole coaching. It could be a coaching tool. It could be a leadership tool. I call it my coaching tool, which is tell them, show them again, and let them show you.
Right. I like that.
But that takes a lot of effort.
Oh, man.
Because we want to tell you. Sometimes leaders either want to tell you and then have you get it quick, 100% right then and there, or they just expect you to know without really telling you at all. Sometimes we like to coach before we teach, which is another big mistake.
Yeah.
That leaders make.
It's what? Coaching people?
Well, we sometimes like to tell them that you're doing it wrong when I never even told you how to do it. So coach you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell you what you're doing wrong, and I haven't even told you how to do it yet. I just expected you to know.
That's setting them up for failure. I've seen that.
Exactly.
I hate that. I actually have seen that where people have been, it's almost like, they just want to see what they'll do. And it's almost to, I don't know, enforce their own power or something like, well, see how small you are and see how big I am, And it's just terrible because then they feel, people feel little, they feel belittled, they feel degraded, and then they're not taught,
Absolutely.
That's awful. You're setting them up for failure, and that's not good leadership. Yeah,
people do that as educators too.
I see that.
They try when you're setting up an education program, they don't teach them first and then see if they know it. They just try to pose questions to show them how much they don't know.
It's wrong.
You know what I mean?
Terrible.
Rather than just,
Yeah.
I know, rather than just teach them the information and then celebrate that they got it.
Yeah. Wow. It's really sad when that happens, but it does. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So what is one behavior or trait that you've seen derail more leaders' careers?
What is one what?
One behavior or trait that you've seen derail more leaders' careers?
The fact that they can't grasp that they have to make an emotional connection to their team.
How would they do that?
How do they what?
You're saying if they don't grasp it, that they have to make an emotional connection.
Yeah, so they get burned out. So they don't grasp that they have to build relationships with their team, true relationships. You know, like I talk about the emotional bank account that they have to.
Yeah.
So what derails them is frustration. So they either get frustrated that people are not learning or grasping as quick, and they haven't truly taught them.
Yeah.
Or the other side is just the amount of emotional work it takes to connect with your team and to grow a team, because it's a large part of it is that connection piece, and they don't want to connect. They don't want to spend time doing the small talk. They don't want to spend time, following up with, the personal side of things.
Right. Wow.
And that derails a lot of people.
Wow. That's good.
I think there was even a study somewhere about that, but I don't know.
Oh, really?
Where, yes, about, especially, big companies, leaders, that they burn out quick because, there's such an emotional piece to a leadership. To be a really caring, visionary, the leaders that people love.
Right.
Because if you ask a good leader, if you ask somebody that's leading, what do they like about leaders? They inspire them, they coach them, you know what I mean? Most people have the same general, they give me space to think, they trust me with the work, But then if you ask people why they didn't like somebody, it's just the opposite of that.
Wow.
And
that's good. Can you explain the impact, if there's been any, that social media has made in your organization or maybe you personally?
Oh, social media has played a huge, because now you can, the consumer or your team, but your consumer has a platform to go tell hundreds of people within minutes of an experience.
Wow.
So both the negative and the positive experiences can be transmitted immediately.
Wow.
And so they don't even have to be true or false. It's someone's perception of an experience. You know what I mean? And so their perception is out there. And, there was a time when, certain things you couldn't even defend yourself. At least now you can respond sometimes to help defend your side or to clarify or clear up or bring the guests back in by responding. But that and it really, to me, reviews and social media help my team understand when they read something about themselves or about the salon that is not pretty or not in the light that they want, they see what, the perception is. So it hits a little closer to home and a little less harder to not look at. So that's a good thing also. While hurtful